Hey everybody, just waiting for some folks to show up since I just started this live broadcast. Didn't really plan to do it live, was going to record it, just to record it, but I figured what the heck, it's a Saturday afternoon, why not? So what this is another game in the May Madness tournament, Strat-O-Matic tournament, and it's going to be the number 7 seed, the 1979 We Are Family Pirates, against the 1993 Toronto Blue Jays, and we are getting close to being ready to go. And for those just joining us, it is the 90 Blue Jays against the 79 Pittsburgh Pirates in the May Madness Strat-O-Matic tournament. Starting pitchers for each team. For the Pirates, it'll be Bert Blyleven, the right-hander. And for Toronto, it'll be Pat Henkin, a right-hander. And we'll look at our starting lineups for each team. First will be, hey Ken Castro, how you doing? First will be for the 93 Blue Jays. It'll be leading off in left field, Ricky Henderson. Batting second in center field, Devon White. Hitting third at second base is Roberto Alomar. Batting cleanup in right field is Joe Carter. Batting fifth at first base will be John Olerud. Batting sixth, the DH, Paul Molitor. Batting seventh, shortstop, Tony Fernandez. Batting eighth is at third base, Ed Sprague. And batting ninth, the catcher, Pat Borders. They'll be facing Bert Blyleven of the Pirates. Leading off for the 79 Pirates will be Omar Moreno in center. Batting second will be Tim Foley, the shortstop. Hitting third in right field is Dave Parker. Batting cleanup is Pops, Willie Stargell at first base. Hitting fifth is Bill Madlock at third base. Hitting sixth, left fielder Bill Robinson. Batting seventh, the DH, John Milner. Batting eighth and catching, Ed Ott. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Phil Garner. So we're all ready to go here from, well, it's a neutral stadium because neither team gets the home field. We're only doing advanced rules only, not super advanced. So we are pretty much ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and we'll try to put the pitcher card here for whoever's pitching so that you can see that a little bit better, hopefully. Hey Beatles, how you doing? So hopefully you can see that card. If you can't, let me know. I'm trying to get it so you can see the pitcher card as best you can. So I can show the pitcher card and hold the batter card at the same time. So, all right, we're ready to go. First pitch in this round 1 game from May Madness, number 7 Pirates against the number 10 Blue Jays. And Ricky Henderson will lead things off against Blyleven. It is a 5-6. So Blyleven, 5-6. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's a strikeout. I'll bring it up a little closer. It is a strikeout. So Bert Blyleven puts the K on Ricky Henderson. Good idea to keep him off the bases. But the Blue Jays have a lot of burners anyway. Here's Devon White. And that's a 4-2 against a lefty, Blyleven. 4-2 against the lefty is a ground ball back to Blyleven. And that's out number 2. So Blyleven, 2 up, 2 down as he gets through the Blue Jay order fairly easily so far, but he's got Roberto Alomar to deal with. And that's a 3-8. This one's off Alomar against the righty. 3-8 will be a walk, and as you can see, Alomar is a double-A stealer, so he's certainly going to attempt to steal. And we'll do some calculations on that. Alomar is being held, and a double-A stealer being held is a -3, and he starts out with a 17, so that takes him to a 14. And then we got Ed Ott's arm, which is a +1, so that's a 15. So 1 to 15, and Alomar will steal it. It's a 7, so the stolen base was successful. Alomar is in scoring position with 2 outs for Joe Carter. So Joe Carter against Blyleven. That's a 1-3. 1-3 for Joe Carter against the righty Blyleven. A 1-3 is a ground ball to first, and Pop Stargell will field it, go to the bag himself, and the inning is over. So the walk and stolen base don't come back to haunt him as the Pirates get out of the first with no damage. Bottom of the first, Pat Henkin on the hill for the Blue Jays. And that'll bring up Omar Moreno to start things off. Speedster. That's a 4-6 against Henkin, against a lefty. 4-6 is a fly to left. and that's handled out there in left field by Ricky Henderson. And there's one away. That'll bring up Tim Foley, shortstop. And that's a 5-4 against Henkin. 5-4 is a catcher X, and the catcher in this case is Pat Borders. He's a number 3 rated catcher. Oops, knocked him over. That's a 2. That is a 2 on a 3 rated catcher. So let's see what comes of that. 3 rated catcher and a 2. It's a pass ball and a pop out, but nobody's on base, so it's simply a pop out. Foley will pop it up to Borders for out number 2. Brings up Dave Parker, the Cobra, and that's 5-4 against Henkin. And a 5-4 is another catcher X. Believe that. How about that? So we're right back to Borders again, who is a 3. And that's an 8. So an 8 on a 3 is a ground ball C. So it's tapped in front of the plate by Parker, and Borders will pounce on it, throw to first to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down go the Pirates here in the first inning. No score after 1, and Bert Blyleven is back on the mound. Hello, Chris, Beatles, and Bob. How are you all doing? We're starting the top of the second. John Olerud, first baseman. It's a 1-7 for Olerud, and that's going to be a split chance. 1-16 is a double. 17-20 will be a single. That's an 18, so it's a single for John Olerud, a solid single to lead things off. And now the DH, Paul Molitor, stepping up against Blyleven. And that's a 6-9, so Blyleven against a righty. 6 and a 9 is a walk. So Blyleven a little shaky this inning. 2 on, nobody out. But at least it's the bottom of the order coming up. Tony Fernandez, the shortstop, switch hitter. He is an A bunter. He is an A bunter, so they could think about bunting, but then you get to the bottom of the order. But you know what? They're going to bunt anyway. He's an A bunter. He becomes a B bunter with the infield expecting it. So he's a B bunter. We'll roll for that. And that's a 3. He might beat this out. A 3, a B, and a 3 bunter. Batter beats out bunt. Runner advances 1 base. So how about that? Tony Fernandez trying to sacrifice actually beats it out. And we have the bases loaded with nobody out, and the Pirates are in serious trouble here. Could need family intervention. Here's Ed Sprague. Bases loaded, nobody out. 4-5 for Blyleven against Sprague. It's ground ball shortstop X. In double play depth, they could turn 2 here. Foley is a 3 rated shortstop. It's an 8. It's probably an error check. Most likely. I think an 8 on a shortstop is, and it certainly is. So we got an error check on Foley. He is an E19. And that's an 8. So an E19, I'm sorry, an 8 on an E19 is a ground ball A. So it is a double play. It is a 6-4-3 double play. A run will score, but for the Pirates' sake, they get 2 outs, which is probably more important. And that kind of helps calm the rally down. It is 1-0, but it could be a lot worse, as we got a runner on third with 2 outs for Pat Borders. Pat Borders, 3-6 against Blyleven. 3-6, uh-oh, that's trouble. 1-5 is a homer, 6-20 is a double, so there will be at least another run scored. That is a 2, so that is a long, in tribute to Tenacious Earl, it is long and it is gone. A 2-run home run for number 9 hitter Pat Borders. It is now a 3-0 ball game, as Bert Blyleven not doing so well this inning. Here's Ricky Henderson, bases empty and 2 outs. It's a 4-6, and that's another single. And you know, with Ricky on, he's going to be looking to run. So Ricky Henderson with that single, he is a double-A stealer. And as we've checked that before, that turns into a 15 because Ott's a +1. So 1-15, he'll make it. It's a 20. They threw him out. How about that? Ed Ott throws out Ricky Henderson. Ricky lost that number, and he is out of there. So 3 runs come in, however, for the Blue Jays. And after 1.5, it's the Blue Jays 3, the Pirates nothing. And the Pirates have their work cut out for them. But Big Pop's going to lead things off. Pop Stargell going to lead things off against Henkin. It's a 6-7. 6-7 is a ground ball second base X. That's Alomar, who is a 1 because he is a Gold Glover. So Alomar's a 1, and that's a 20, so that's a good play. Stargell grounds to Alomar for out number 1. I'm going to bring up Bill Madlock. Madlock's a 4-12 against Henkin. 4-12 is a ground ball pitcher X. Henkin is a 2-rated pitcher with an E7. A 2 and an E7. So we'll see what he can do fielding that ball. It's a 3. He's a 3 and a 2. So that means he's going to make the play because on a pitcher, a 3 and a 2. No, I'm sorry. A 2 and a 3. He's a 2-rated pitcher with a number 3. That's a ground ball C. So a good play for Henkin as Madlock is out of there. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, it is left fielder Bill Robinson. That is a 5-6 against Henkin. 5-6 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning as Joe Carter puts it away. So after 2 innings, it is 3-0 Blue Jays as Blyleven back on the bump to see if he can't right the ship here against Devon White. It's a 3-8 for Devon White, but that's trouble. 1-8 is a homer, 9-20 is a double. So Devon White, it's a double. It's a 12. So Devon White, a leadoff double, and Blyleven is in serious trouble. The bullpen is already loosening for the Pirates. Here's Roberto Alomar. It's a 3-6 for Alomar, and that's trouble again. The column 3s are not helping Blyleven. It's a 1-11 is a double, 12-20 is a single. Either way, a run's going to score. It is a 1, so it's a double. So back-to-back doubles. And all of a sudden, it's a 4-0 ball game. And the Pirate bullpen is, but Don Robinson is warming up feverishly because Blyleven just lost it here. Here's Joe Carter. 4-6. 4-6. 4-6 is a single to center field. So a single to center, that was a 4. I knocked it over as a 1, but it was a 4 when I rolled it. 4-6 is a single. Alomar, who runs very well, but with nobody out, they're going to go ahead and hold him there at third, keep runners at the corners, and keep the pressure on. So runners are at the corners with nobody out, and John Olerud, the batter. And we got a 2-5 for Olerud. 2-5 is a fly to right with a question mark. Fly to right question mark B, and the question is, do they get a chance to bring him home? The right fielder for the Pirates is Parker. He's a -5 arm, so they're not going to risk it. With only 1 out now, they're going to go ahead and keep Alomar at third. 1 away for Molitor. It's a 1-8. Molitor, and there you go, 1-8. Molitor with a single with 2 stars. Brings home the run, so Alomar can score anyway. Blue Jays piling it on. It is now 5-0, and Blyleven maybe get one more batter, and that's about it. Here's Tony Fernandez, and that's a 1-10. A 1-10 for Fernandez, and that's another base hit. The Blue Jays cards are just loaded here. 1-5 is a double, and 6-20 will be a single with 2 stars. It's a 20, so it's a single with 2 stars, but Carter will score to make it 6-0. And Molitor will go to third, and that's going to do it for Mr. Blyleven. He can't go any longer. He just didn't have it. He lost it after about the first inning. He had a good first inning, but then fell apart. So Don Robinson is your new pitcher for the Pirates. And unfortunately, whenever I try to do these live games, the score of the games are not very close. It just happens to work out that way. Don't know why, but it does. Here's Ed Sprague. Ed Sprague, a 6-7 against Robinson. 6-7 is a fly ball center field B, but that will be a sacrifice fly because Molitor was on third. So a sac fly to center for out number 2, but a run does score, and it is charged to Blyleven, the starter. It's now a 7-0 game, so he's given up 7 earned runs in less than 3 innings. Here's Borders. He homered his last time up. It's 3-9. 3-9. He's going to get a base hit again. One's a double. Anything else is a single with 2 stars. And that's a single, so that will move Fernandez to third. And now the 9th man to bat in the inning, Ricky Henderson, steps to the plate with runners at the corners and 2 outs. And 4 runs already in. It's a 3-7. 3-7's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning mercifully. The Blue Jays put up 4. And not to lose any viewers, but for anybody who just joined us late, we go to the bottom of the 3rd, and that is the score, 7-0 Toronto. So Bert Blyleven just didn't have it in this May Madness game. So the Pirates definitely have their work cut out for them to try to rally. Here's John Milner, the DH for the Pirates. It's a 5-3. Oops, it should be Henkin pitching. 5-3 is a ground ball first base X. Ground ball first base X, and that's Olerud. Olerud is a 3, and that's a 2, so that might be a base hit. So they might get a break here. A 3 and a 2 is a base hit. So Milner, first hit of the game for the Pirates here in the 3rd inning, brings up Ed Ott. Catcher, Ed Ott. That's a 1-7. And a 1-7 for Ott is a strikeout. So Ed Ott down on strikes. That's also the first strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Phil Garner. Phil Garner. It's a 4-2 against Henkin. 4 and a 2. That's a single to center field. So maybe the Pirates are rallying thanks to ID Jester appearing. You never know. Could be some good karma coming this way. Put Henkin in his spot here. We're back to the top of the order, and Omar Moreno. 2 on and 1 out. And that's a 2-8 for Moreno. 2-8 is a strikeout. So that did not happen. Oh, my little board keeps falling down on me. Get up there. Okay, so a strikeout for Moreno. That doesn't help the rally cause at all. Here's Tim Foley, last chance of the inning. It's a 1-4. And Foley will ground to third, so the rally is short-lived as Henkin pitches out of it. And after 3 complete, it is still 7-0 Toronto. As we start the 4th, Don Robinson is on for his 2nd inning of relief. Here's Devon White. It's a 4-11 against a lefty. Switch hitter batting left. 4-11 is a ground ball to pitcher X. And he is a 2-rated pitcher and an E19. So he's a number 2 E19. And a 17 on a 2-rated pitcher. Still goes to the error chart. So it's an E19 for Robinson. And it's an 11. So an E19 pitcher and an 11. And that's a 1-base error on Robinson. So when it rains, it pours. An E1 on Robinson to start the inning. Brings up Roberto Alomar. That's a 1-8 for Alomar against a righty. 1-8 is a pop out to Pops at first. So he popped to Pops, and there's 1 away. Brings up Joe Carter, 93 World Series hero. That's a 3-11. 3-11 is a ground ball second base C. That is going to be a ground out to the second baseman, Garner, but runner will advance since it was a C. So White goes to second. Now there are 2 outs with White at second for John Olerud. And a lefty Olerud, 5-3, is a fly ball right field X. That's Parker. And Parker is a 1-rated right fielder. And it's a 9, which is an error check. And he did make some errors. He is an E16 as a fielder. That's pretty high for an outfielder, E16. And that's a 4. So an outfielder E16 and a 4, that's going to be a 2-base error on Parker. So Parker, a 2nd error of the inning, actually. And it's an unearned run as White comes around to score. Now that makes it an 8-0 game. And Parker not very happy with himself for booting that one. Brings up Paul Mahler. And that's a 4-7. That was a 4. I just hit it with the card there. 4-7. And we got a split chance. 1-5 is a single. 6-20 will be a line out to Garner. It's an 8, so it's a line out to Gardner to end the inning. But Toronto adds on another run, and it's now 8-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And Parker will lead things off, trying to make up for that two-base error that cost him a run. Here's Parker. It's a 2-5 for Parker, and he's going to walk. So Dave Parker is going to start things off with a walk. Did I look at the E15 instead of the E16? Did I do that? Okay. Well, the E16 is even worse. So that 3-11 is still a two-base error, but a good catch ID. But unfortunately for Parker, it didn't help him out any in that instance. All right, so Parker will draw a leadoff walk. And that brings up Pops Stargell. Pops Stargell, a 5-4 against a lefty. 5-4 is another catcher X. There's a lot of catcher X's for Toronto. And Borders, who is a 3, and that is a 3. So a catcher 3 and a 3. Catcher 3 and a 3 is a foul out. So it's a foul out to Borders for out number 1. And that brings up Madlock, and it's a 4-6. 4-6, fly ball to center, and that's going to be out number 2. I'm glad, definitely catch me on that ID or anybody else. If I read the wrong thing, just let me know, and I'll make sure I get it corrected. It's easy to do sometimes to misread something. 2-10 for Robinson. 2-10's a ground ball to third, and that's going to be handled by Sprague, and that's going to end the inning. So quietly, Pat Henkin is pitching well. He's pitching a shutout through 4. And Don Robinson back in for another inning of relief, facing Tony Fernandez. And that is a 2-3. 2-3 for Fernandez, and that's a ground ball to first baseman Stargell for out number 1. Unfortunately, a lot of the drama of this game is gone early on thanks to the blowout by Toronto, but have to play it through. 2-7. 2-7 is a 1-10 for a single, and 11-20 will be a line out to Madlock at third. It is a 19, so Madlock snatched it for out number 2. Bring up the number 9 hitter, Pat Borders. He's done damage. He's homered and singled from the 9 position. 6-11. And a 6-11 is a fly ball to right field X. That's Parker again. He gets a reprieve here to see if he can't make the play. He is a 1-rated right fielder. And it's an 8. That might be his error check again, which is not going to be good for him because it's an E16. And it certainly is. He's an E16, so really the only way to avoid the error is if he rolls a 12. Anything else is going to be an error. And he didn't do it. It's an 8. So that's, again, another two-base error on Parker. So it's his second error for Parker of the ball game. It happens in consecutive innings. And Parker definitely having a rough day. And we're back to the top of the order for Ricky Henderson. And Chuck Tanner's wondering what else could go wrong here. 4-7. 4-7 for Robinson. Well, it's a 1-5 single, so that could go wrong if it happens. 6-20 will be a line out to second. And it's a line out that is snatched by Garner to end the inning before anything else can happen. So we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. As you wonder if the Pirates have it in them to score 7 runs. I guess they do. Just depends on how the rolls go. DH John Milner steps up to the plate. 3-8. 3-8 is a strikeout. So Milner out on strikes. And here's Ed Ott, the catcher. That's a 3-5. Ed Ott's going to ground it to Alomar in second. That is out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down, and we are looking at Phil Garner It's a 3-11, and he's going to strike out. So Pirates just can't get anything going today. And after 5 complete, it's still 7-0. And do they let Robinson keep going? They might as well eat up some innings. He's going to be facing Von White. It's a 3-12 for White. And that's a fly ball to left. Good thing it's not ballpark effects. It's simply going to be a fly to left. And there's one away, which was good for them because usually column 3 for the Blue Jays has been killer for them on those batter cards. And there we are again with column 3, 3-6. And there you go. 3-6 is going to be a double or a single, depending on what the roll is. Your 1-11 is a double. It is a 12, and 12 is a single. Single for Alomar. ID, this is one of the games in my May Madness Strat-O-Matic tournament. And so this is seed 7 Pittsburgh against seed 10 Toronto. And I actually have to pause this game. I got something going on outside that I need to take care of. So I will finish this game. I will finish it, and I'll put it in as a part 2 video at another time. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, but I'm going to have to go take care of something that just happened outside. So I need to get that straight. And enjoyed you watching and tuning in. Thank you for that. And I will catch you guys down the road. Hey guys, I apologize for having to abruptly stop the video. It was in, I believe, the top of the 5th, may have been top of the 6th. I think it was top of the 6th that I stopped the video. Score that time was 8-0 Toronto. I went ahead and finished the rest of the game offline because of the score being what it was. And Toronto came out ahead 9-1. Total line score for the Blue Jays, 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. For the Pirates, 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 big errors. And the winning pitcher was Pat Hinkin, went 6 innings. Quality innings, a shutout ball, but then came out due to fatigue. And then Blyleven took the loss. Toronto left 7 on, Pittsburgh left 3 on. With that victory by the Blue Jays, they now advance into the second round, and they'll be taking on the 41 Brooklyn Dodgers in round 2. So again, I apologize for the technical error. Something was going on outside that I had to take care of, so I had to leave the live broadcast. So if I can do it, if I can technologically figure it out, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the end of that video and put it out as one full video, even though we miss like the middle third innings. And to show the way the game went for the Pirates, in the 9th, they struck out the side. Mark Eichhorn came in and struck out the side in the 9th. Kind of told you what kind of day it was for the 79 Pirates. It was a bad day for the family as Toronto jumped out early and often. 3 runs in the second, 4 runs in the third, and it was never in doubt after that. So, again, I apologize for that. Hopefully next time I do a live video, I won't have an interruption, and I won't be able to go ahead and take it all the way through. But just wanted to put some closure on that and not just abruptly end out of the blue and have everybody not know what was going on. So that's going to do it from here. Again, I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy whatever game you choose to play, and I'll see you down the road.